G'day guys, Taylor here. Quick apologies, not our best recording this week. We had some issues with the PC picking up the mics and didn't realize until about 40 minutes into the recording, you'll notice a change when we finally do. Of course, because we do one and done, it was very hard to kind of go back and mirror the exact episode. So apologies again. Hope you enjoy though. Welcome to the Evening Gamer. I'm Taylor.
And I'm Guy. Welcome everybody.
I was about to surprise you again and go, I'm Guy, or that's Guy.
I am Guy, and this is the Evening Gamer. Welcome back.
Do you enjoy that we do all this preparation and I go to my best effort to throw it all out the window as we start the episode? Just to keep you on your feet?
Just keep me on my toes. You know, this is we do it in one take. We do this quick and easy, quick and dirty.
I love the old one and done.
One and done.
Do you ever find that people get surprised when, like, if you meet someone out at like a hobby or an activity and you tell them that you game? Do you find sometimes they get surprised that you're out doing something else? And you're like, I do other things.
Well, I mean, because podcasting or gaming, I was about to tell a story about podcasting, but gaming, yeah, I mean, I don't know. I just think because there's still that day and age of people having a bit of a looking down on it, particularly in a workplace. Like my workplace, you know, is filled with variety of ages, people with kids, all the rest of it. You know, and so we're going to get to this topic in a minute, but you obviously gave me some homework, and in the office, everyone was like,
yes.
What are you up to tonight? And I was like, oh, I'm doing some homework. And they were like, homework? And I was like, yeah, like I've got to go watch this movie because my co-host on the podcast I have has asked me to watch this film.
What split of having to watch it for homework versus genuinely wanting to watch it was it? Obviously out of 100, percentage-wise.
Okay.
Because I swear, if you say that the homework drove you more than 50%...
Yeah, it did.
Really?
Yeah, 100%.
You didn't want to see... Are you not a horror dude?
No, I'm not at all.
Really?
Like, I was going to give
but
a
you're
whole...
a movie buff.
Oh, I'm a bona fide movie buff. Like, I was going to give a whole preamble leading into, like, my whole explanation of why I don't do horror movies. Like, I'll give you the whole rundown of my thing on it. But no, I wouldn't have watched it unless you'd asked me to do it and talk about it on the pod.
Yeah, right. Because when I mentioned it in a previous episode, I thought you said that you had plans to go watch it.
Well, like, certain ones will clear the threshold for me and make it possible I'll watch it. That's why I kind of asked you, going, how gory is it? Because if it's high on the gore factor, I'm not about it. Like, that's not my vibe. But if we're talking like a kind of horror, thrillery kind of thing, you know, like Aliens is probably my threshold. I'll be like, yeah, sweet. But if you're talking this is like the fucking Hills Have Eyes rape stuff, or...
Oh, I don't like that either.
You know, or Saw, or, you know...
See, I did the Saws recently, man. Not as bad as I thought it was going to be.
Oh, man, like...
I don't know if I've become not squeamish anymore.
It's possible. But, you know, those people who are horror, like, aficionados, you know, they tend to have a much lower pain threshold, whereas... For me, like, it's not my vibe.
Before we get on to what you thought about weapons, the reason I'm asking that is because I've been reading the Lycanius series.
Yeah.
Have you heard of them?
I have heard of it. I keep getting recommended it.
I actually really love a fantasy series, and I think we've discussed this before.
Is this the one with the fairies fucking or the dragons fucking?
No one's fucking yet.
Oh, okay.
A lot of people dying, though.
Oh,
that's a common theme in fantasy books.
That's cool.
Yeah. But anyway, I'm reading the Lycanius thing. I'm enjoying the second book, but for me at the moment, there's just not enough hours in the day between study, work, gaming, and reading. Fair. But I had my book on my desk at work. My manager turns over and he's like, "Do you read?"
What?
And I was like,
"What?"
Yeah, I read.
What do you read picture books? What the fuck is your problem?
He said, "Don't you game?" I was like, "Yeah."
I've got hobbies.
Yeah,
I'm a man of culture. What do you want from me?
I do other things. Like, what are you, 4?
Yeah, what do you want me to do? Cold calls on a Sunday at 4:00? Yeah, well, it's my downtime. I read a book. Jeez.
It's just funny to me. It's like, maybe I just stop telling people I game.
Oh man, like, who cares? Like, you know, whatever they want to do.
And if you haven't figured out, this is a rant episode, so welcome to it.
Yeah, we're not reviewing any games today. We are going to talk some gaming, but we've got a whole list of topics we're going to cover off in today's app.
But yeah, weapons.
Okay, I'll give you
no spoilers.
I'll give you the preamble first, okay. and we've already sort of touched on this a little bit. So for those of you who don't know, Weapons movie has just come out in cinemas. We're not going to give spoilers on this. T watched it recently, asked me to watch it. And I did last night. I was absolutely knackered after work and was like, I've got to do it for the pod. You know, me and my homework. Can't be given homework and not turn up. So, as many of our listeners know as well, if you've listened to the pod a while now, T and I are, you know, gamers from back in the day. You know, we've got a fair resume behind us of consumption of games.
Oh, yeah.
I also am a very heavy consumer of film and television. Born from the fact of being raised on film sets. My dad was a film director back in the 90s and 2000s, did a bunch of Australian miniseries.
Yeah, was he Home and Away or Neighbours?
No, he did, what was it called? All Saints.
Ah, gotcha.
So All Saints.
Because there was 4 of them at the time.
Show.
There was Neighbours, Home and Away, that one, and then Packed to the Rafters?
Packed to Rafters was a little after this, but yeah, there's sort of those, but yeah, he did a number of All Saints episodes. So I basically grew up on film sets. I sort of, as a kid,
and naturally
ran around
he's probably a big film buff as well.
Oddly
or is
enough,
it kind of like not loving your work kind of thing?
No, so he's like more a vintage kind of thing, like modern day stuff. He's not about it. Like if me and my brother go, and my brother's also a big movie buff, if we talk about the latest, Quentin Tarantino movie, and we recommend it to him, he'd be like, nah.
He's not there for it.
Nah, like...
I'm actually not a big fan of the old Quentin. Mate, Kill Bill started Kill Bill for a number of reasons for the first one. Actually, I didn't mind Django Unchained.
Okay.
Was that Scorsese? Or
no,
that was Quentin.
That was Quentin.
You can tell by the violence. I started Kill Bill, man. I got 20 minutes in, I was like, there's no fucking way I'm finishing this movie.
They are slow burn, and like, but by the second one, when things start popping off, they really, like, it gets good. But I remember watching them going. It's a bit rough watching what happens to old Uma Thurman time and time again. Anyway, where was I up to? So yeah, so as a kid, I would go to AFTRS, the Australian Film and Television School, and watch movies when I called in sick from school. Like, my dad would take me there because he was working there, and I would just sit in a library consuming movies time after time. And we're talking, like, this is a library of cinema. Like, there is DVDs and VHSs going down as far as the eye could see, and I scared the shit out of myself. Like, I picked movies I should not have been watching at that age.
So you reckon you kind of burnt the fuse on the horror early?
I don't know if I burnt the fuse on the horror early, but what then sort of, I'm given a fair bit of my family backing in this, but my mum is a teacher of international relations, so she forced politics and news down my throat. So I watched fucking 9/11 as an 11-year-old live on television, and I just consumed news for the rest of my life. And what that led me to is there's enough shit in the world that I don't want to watch a fucking horror movie which ruptures my happiness.
That's fair.
I don't want to put... There's a great saying of a movie, you don't want to put hate in your heart. And to me, watching a horror movie puts hate in my heart.
Okay. I'm sorry I made you watch Weapons.
Yeah, honestly, like, I fucking wouldn't have done it at all. And I walked in there with my missus and I was like, I don't want to watch this movie. I'm gonna fight through it, and I'm gonna tolerate it just to review it for the pod.
Okay, well, no review, no spoilers.
Here we go. So you said, T, it was what, a 7.5 out of 10?
I think I gave it like a 6.97.
6.97, okay. So my review of Weapons is the second best movie I've seen this year.
Really?
Yeah.
The first being?
Dune 2.
Yeah, okay. Was that this year, Dune 2?
I think it was this year. But
Dune 2 is arguably the best movie I've ever seen.
Yeah, like Dune 2, phenomenal. But this movie...
Incredible. And Rebecca Ferguson, oh.
Yeah, she's... the whole movie. But anyway, we'll talk about Weapons. So, like, I knew it was good. Like, and I knew a lot of people had been talking about it, and it was a different kind of vibe. I didn't fully grasp what I was in store for. And as I watched through this movie, like, I was sitting there going... And being fucking pretty horrified by the whole concept that they pitch in this. Loving every second of it. I thought it was one of the most perfectly done, so creative, so different, blew my mind. And the finale, like, in our cinema, there was like 40 people who applauded and like fucking were getting American style hooping and hollering at the final act of this movie. And I wasn't quite like in that energy, but I was watching it going, the moment, and you know the moment I'm talking about when it happens.
No, I got you. Yeah.
Is like it's one of those moments. It's like for me when the Dune fucking worms come out in the final scene, when the penny drops and it goes, you're just like, fuck yes, like that's sick. That's so smart, so well done.
The kind of crescendo of it all.
It was so good.
Yeah,
like
okay.
You know, and like I walked out of it and I turned to Em and I didn't let on even to her going what my feeling was. I was like, what do you think? She was like, oh, it's average as 5. I was like, really?
Oh no, see that's
really?
Oh,
and then
okay.
she was like, oh, like, and we started talking about it. She was like, oh, okay, maybe like a 7. And I was like, really? And she was like, okay, it was really good. It was pretty good. I was like, you're damn right it was. It was fucking phenomenal.
Okay, well we'll take my 7 offline after this.
Okay, yeah, and we'll talk about it in greater detail. But
maybe we'll review it at some point.
I think once it's been out long enough, because I don't want to give spoilers away. And also, like, I always hate giving too high expectations, because anybody listening to this who haven't seen it, they'll go in and think it's phenomenal,
and they'll be looking for it,
and then it might not. But for me, it hit all the notes, and it was a really good movie, and it's worth your time. It's worth seeing it in the cinema as well.
I agree, 100%. Go and see it in the cinema.
But, like,
I enjoyed it. I looked forward to it. I liked the marketing they did towards it. I liked the mystery involved.
The mystery is
acting,
fantastic.
The soundtracks. I think creatively, it let me down just in a couple of avenues that certainly talk to the rating I gave it, which I won't speak about now, but let's take that offline.
We'll take it offline.
As probably the most glowing promotion for a movie we've done yet.
Yeah, I mean, aside from June 2, but yeah, it's it was really good. Really good.
It's got the child movie buff reviewers endorsement.
Yeah, pretty much. And like I messaged with my brother, and my brother's an even bigger movie buff than I am, and a horror guy as well. And he was like rapt for it. Yeah, he thought it was fantastic.
There you go. Yeah, they did some great things in it.
Oh mate, like
100%.
yeah, it just I could honestly talk about the whole 45 minutes. We could do this whole episode on that movie.
And
it was just it's so good.
100%. There's a lot of conversation you can have around it.
Speaking of movies,
yes.
and I'll stick with this, I fucking also watched goddamn Brave New World with Anthony Mackie, the new Captain America movie, which has finally come out on Disney. So glad I didn't watch it in the fucking cinemas, because what the fuck? Like, seriously. Like, I know you have the Marvel Cinematic Universe, and they did the Marvel movie with Alison Brie or whatever her name is. And there's like the
Mrs. Marvel.
Mrs. Marvel, yeah, and
it wasn't Mrs. Marvel.
That Ant-Man that this is. They've had miss after miss, and everything that happened to Kang the Conqueror out of Ant-Man, and they had to drop him and completely disband that whole concept. I don't know why they didn't just recast Kang and stick the landing, but whatever. This movie just like Anthony Mackie, he's in a lot at the moment, and he's had a hell of a career for a long time, and like he's a good actor. Don't get me wrong. As a leading man in a superhero movie, he didn't have it for me. Like, and this was a glorified Disney show that they should have released it. Like, they shouldn't have gone to the cinemas with it. I can imagine it probably lost money. It just was so hammy and
I'm really
bad. Like,
I'm really surprised in their selection of actor there for that, because like I've seen Mackie in Twisted Metal.
Yeah.
Recently, which I think season 1 dropped last year. Season 2's just come out. I keep my thoughts of season 2 aside.
No spoilers,
Not very good, not enjoying it. But the first season of Twisted Metal is really, really good, and it's because I think he's the perfect person to cast for the character that he plays.
Yeah.
He's very like laissez-faire, comical. He does the really off-cuff comedy really well.
He does,
like the throwaway comments and the facial expressions.
He's a black version of Ryan Reynolds without the dickery.
That's the best description of him.
Yeah.
Or Ryan Reynolds is the white version of him. I don't know, but you're right. They are so parallel.
There's qualities there that are similar. Like, Anthony Mackie to me is a fantastic comedic relief or a funny leading man.
Yeah.
As Captain America, picking up the mantle from Chris Evans, there's probably a list of black actors that I probably would have gone. I'd maybe prefer for a Falcon, and make that Falcon a bit of a twist of like, he's a military guy, an honorable mercenary kind of violent kind of dude. I think I could have seen that.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know. Watching the movie, I was like, oh man, like there's just so many decisions they made in this movie, which I just didn't like at all.
I liked the casting of Black Panther as well. I thought that was all done
Chadwick
really
Boseman,
well.
Phenomenal.
Rest in peace, right?
Rest in peace.
Yeah, and I think that he probably would have been up for something like this.
Well, he was already cast for Black Panther.
You can't
Like, I'm just
really
thinking, like, and unfortunately now MCU
can't be Superman
actors,
and Spider-Man.
Well, because like, so there's a lot of talk in like, film industry in Hollywood around taking on a what do they call it? A fucking superhero in DC or Marvel. And Leonardo DiCaprio, I think he was the one who somebody said it to him, whatever you do, don't ever do one of those movies.
That's changed a lot, I reckon.
Well, it changed for a hot minute. RDJ, the first run through of the Marvel Cinematic Universe, people were pining for it. They were like, I'm locked in.
Chris Pratt did it okay.
Yeah.
Mind you, he wasn't really a superhero.
But it's like some of those actors who are on the precipice who want to get good or get big, they'll be like, Chris Pratt was like the funny fat guy kind of vibe, and then he landed that, and then his career took off.
Yeah.
But you'll never see Timothée Chalamet do one of these movies. I think it was Leo telling Timothy, that's where that quote came from. But like, if you're like a serious actor and you want to do Scorsese, Tarantino, fucking Denis Villeneuve, you are not gonna do fucking, I'm gonna be Ant-Man's sidekick, or you know what I mean?
Yeah, but that rings true for me with Marvel. Like, I typically don't go and see those movies until it's like a Sunday viewing on Disney, like you've done.
Yeah, like
I can't remember the last Marvel movie I've seen.
Did you watch Spider-Man, the latest one?
Yeah, with which one?
Yeah, with the guys. With
Zendaya's heartthrob. Is that what you're talking about?
With Zendaya's heartthrob. Yeah, Tom Holland. But he's now done 3.
Yeah.
You've seen the third one?
I have.
Okay, good. Where the OG comes back. I can release that spoiler. Everyone's seen that.
The OG and the interim.
So that's one to see in the cinema.
Love
like, that's a great one to watch in the fucking movies. And like,
all OG actors in their own right as well.
Yeah, like they're all fantastic, and like the way they played off each other was so well done.
And he's my favourite superhero. I've always said Spider-Man. Because the original Tobey Maguires, they were coming out early 2000s. We were like in our teens. I remember watching that. I think it was a trilogy that he did as well.
Yeah.
So good.
Yeah.
Like, they were so good because they were dark, gothic thing. The Tom Holland one's a bit younger and a bit more playful.
And what's the third guy's name? I always forget what it is. He's in so many things.
Garfield.
Yeah, Andrew Garfield. That's nice. Well done. Because
I rate him as an actor.
So do I. He got done dirty by the writing and the film and the way they created it.
And his version of MJ.
Well, his acting, fine in it. He's a good actor.
And I quite liked Emma Stone in there.
But like, all the other fucking parts of it just got, like, Jamie Foxx with the lightning and stuff. Like, it wasn't great.
Yeah, he got the hardest storyline.
Well, he just got the harder creative vision, and that's sometimes, like, as an actor, God, how rough is it to go, I'm Spider-Man, we got the backing of some of the biggest, sort of cinema producing developers, executives or whatever, and they churn out something that just flops and then you lose it,
Yeah. So there you go. So MCU has had would you call it a flop?
Yeah, well, I mean, they've had a number of flops, and they're heading towards the next sort of Avengers, and whether that plays as hard as Endgame does, we'll see. Obviously, they got RDJ back playing Doctor Doom, and Fantastic Four was. Have you seen Fantastic Four?
I haven't. It's just a bit saturated at the moment, isn't it?
Yeah, I mean, they've pulled it back though. Like, for a little while, they were churning them out at a rate of knots, and that's where the creative sort of quality fell away. But they've pulled it back now, and they're sort of trying to do 1 or 2 per year. Yeah, Thunderbolts was good.
Which is a lot. I still think that's a lot.
It is a lot, I know, but they're just money making fucking things.
They are. There's such a cult following. Man.
Thunderbolts was good. Fantastic Four, I think, was good. With a caveat, they did a very good style on it, but the actual story of itself was pretty paint by numbers.
Yeah.
And then the next Spider-Man one will probably be good. Tom Holland can draw a crowd.
He really can. And he's a good actor too. I enjoy watching him.
Yeah.
While we're on the topic of what we've been doing and obviously gaming and TV, I have been playing or running up to playing Overture, the DLC for Lies of P. So I've been spending all the free time I've had in my last fortnight getting up to chapter 9 in that game so I can start the DLC, because stupidly I loved that game so much I started an NG1 and then put it down because so many other good games came out, and so when I was like, I'm just gonna slide right on into Overture here, that was literally probably 25 hours of gaming for me to get back there. But like, at first I was rushing through it. And then maybe into chapter 3 I was like, actually, I remember why I love this game. I was leveling up again, enjoying the boss fights, all that type of stuff. Yeah. But also, I have introduced MJ to True Detective Season 1.
Oh yeah.
Oh my God, that is such good television, man.
It's phenomenal, yeah.
Like, I sitting there watching the first 2 episodes being like, I'm actually struggling to get back into this. And then from episode 3, the acting, the plot twists, the action, oh my God, it's so great. Good. And I just love introducing someone to television that they missed.
Yeah.
Because if you haven't seen that, That's something you've missed. If you've not done True Detective Season 1, and I say Season 1 because I don't think Season 2 or 3 were very good.
Nah, did you watch 2 and 3?
I never did 2 because I just don't know if I can take Vince Vaughn seriously. Season 3, I didn't mind, but it kind of just went nowhere. And then Season 4, they brought back Jodie Foster, and it's very much in the Arctic, or the Arctic Circle being Alaska, I think.
Yeah, it was, yeah.
And I thought that was okay, but just nothing as good as Season 1. That is just phenomenal.
Yeah, I think they're talking about getting Nicolas Cage for the next season. But yeah, the Jodie Foster one I never finished. I didn't mind the second season. I think Vince Vaughn can play a pretty good, straight, serious actor when he's needed and required to. Then the third one was Marsha Ali, and that one I found a bit sort of hokey, and I didn't really follow it too much.
Just as a first impressions on Overture as well, the way that they've incorporated...
Yeah, that was such a wild segue. What did you... went from Overture to True Detective?
Yeah, I know.
What the hell?
First impressions on Overture, they've built a new storyline really effectively.
Right.
Essentially taking you back in time to a different period of Krat.
Okay.
And the new enemy builds, the new weapons, the new landscape, and how they've built the linear story through this new area.
Yeah.
They've actually done really well, so I'm super excited to dive into that.
If you had finished the game and hadn't done New Game Plus, was there an express option to get you straight to the DLC?
Yeah. So if you've finished the game and you haven't started NG1, what you can do is you go to basically the main Stargazer, you interact with it, a new item drops in your inventory, very Souls-likey. You interact with that new item at a different Stargazer and essentially transports you back in time.
Yeah, right. Okay.
So they've done it really, really well.
I'm impressed to do 25 hours just to play a DLC. That would have been nah.
Well, I was putting it off a little bit, but then that's how good Lies of P is. You know, it was in our top 10. If anyone saw our top 10 on the Instagram,
yeah, saw that.
Pretty
good
high
post,
up.
Good post.
Just a really well polished game, great storyline, great characters, great bosses, huge challenge. Definitely one of the hardest Souls games I've played. And I can see, like, even in New Game Plus 2, which you kind of meant to run through a New Game Plus, plus
You've
1.
got the controls down, you've got the mechanics
You're also
down.
a little bit, the scaling isn't as hard.
Yeah.
So you've got a much higher level typically than a lot of the earlier bosses. But it was still, like, some of them took me 10 goes.
Fair.
Like, really loving that. What are you playing? Aren't you playing?
Yeah, so this is sort of my rant topic for today's episode, which is guilty pleasure gaming. So guilty pleasure gaming. And so what I'm talking about here is not like, what would be an example of this? So what I would put down as guilty pleasure gaming is what's the one you play on your iPhone?
Clash of Clans.
Clash of Clans. Like that to me is a guilty form of gaming, because it's like, it's addicting, it's easy, you're just on your iPhone, there's no story, there's no, like you're not on an Xbox or a PS or whatever, and you're just kind of like, it's mindless, it's a bit brainless.
Yeah, 100%. Yeah. And you can do it usually on the move. They're often mobile games.
Yeah.
This kind of thing.
So I'm sitting there looking at my Xbox going, and I'm hovering over Mafia the Old Country. I wanted to play it, it's come out, all the reviews are average, like not phenomenal, and I'm looking at the price tag, $90, and I'm like, I just can't do it. I cannot part with my money for an average game that's just come out. I'm going to wait till it goes on sale. I'm just going to do that. I've already got other games I'm going to play, and I'll get to the other game I'm playing at the moment later on in the pod, but I'm scrolling through as you do, and the Xbox now has such a depth of like AA titles, and
it really does.
It's quite amazing.
Mate, I've got what is it? The
Wu-Chang?
Fallen Feathers sitting
Wu-Chang,
there, just waiting after.
Would you define that as AA or is that AAA? I feel it's AAA. It's Chinese, like it's of that development height, the money that's been put into it.
I can't wait to rip into that.
Yeah, well, I think they've done a little bit of work on it, I saw. Fix it up a bit.
That'll be a game I start playing and I just struggle to put down. I can already see it.
So I'm scrolling through and I find one called Achilles. And it's like a buy 2 for 1 option where you get 2 games. They're both, one's called Achilles: The Legend Untold. The other one's called Achilles, where's my notes? Survivor or something. Yeah, Achilles Survivor. It's like $30, like it's cheap. So I'm like, read the reviews, and I was like, okay, like watch the trailer. I was like, all right, like this is kind of Diablo-y. It's a side scroller, top down, running around. You're versing sort of, and I like Greek mythology. Don't get me wrong, like that. I enjoyed. I did ancient history. It was pretty fun. So I downloaded it, start playing it. So Legends Untold is like there's a story to it, fairly bare bones. You're running through the underworld, and it's a hack and slash kind of. There's some controls to it, and there's a bit of technicality. You find good gear, you level up.
So this is like, if you were playing on the phone, would you have the keypad?
No, so this is not the one you play on the phone. So this of the two, this is
okay.
the one that you would probably play on it. You could play it on a
Gotcha.
phone. It's pretty simple. But to me, it just was nostalgia from playing Diablo 1 as a kid and Diablo 2. It had that kind of thing about it where, it's fairly straightforward, not a lot of technicality to it, and you just enjoy it. And it had that sort of almost art style of that kind of Diablo earlier doors, side-scrolling. The later one was obviously a hell of a lot more polished. Anyway, really kind of enjoyed it. I was like, yeah, all right. So I was like, all right, I'll whack in Achilles Survivor. This one, guess how many controls you use on the controller for this game?
4?
1.
Oh my God.
So you use the analog stick to run around. And it's of this new style of games. And I believe there's a vampire one. I haven't played it. But basically all it is avoiding mobs. And as you avoid them, you level up as automatic sort of skills trigger on a time basis. And you then make synergies of the various skills. So you start and you're just shooting like one arrow at an enemy. By the end, you've got like thunder lashing the screen. You've got bolts flying out, like acidic this, and like all this crazy stuff occurring. And you basically just have to survive for 20 minutes and see how much of the mobs can you clear over that period of time. It fucking hooked me. It got its hooks into me. See, and I'm sitting there after a long day of work and I just want to switch my brain off. Like that's all I wanted to do. I had the game there. I could have been playing another one, but I was like, I'm going to just play this because like I'm enjoying it. And my missus and my housemate are watching me play it and they're like, that is the dumbest fucking game I've ever seen you play. Like, and they were floored that I could stay alive for 40 minutes and just mindlessly play this game. But there was a few times though where like you'd hear Em from behind me going like, "Oh, that was a close one." Like, "Yeah, I gotcha."
Got your Achilles clipped there.
Yeah.
Double entendre. I fucking know what you're talking about. I used to play 2 of these, and particularly back in school when I was bored, especially in English class. I remember playing a game called Plants vs. Zombies.
Yes.
On my MacBook.
Yeah. I remember that one.
In English class. And that was essentially just you'd have like a lawn, literally a lawn outside a house.
Yeah.
And these zombies, some with buckets on their heads, some with cones,
I played
would
that.
walk
that
down, and
one,
if they got to your lawnmowers, you lost.
Yeah.
But you'd put plants in front of them, would shoot things
tower
at them, you'd
defense-y
collect
kind of
some.
thing,
Yeah, and the other one was literally tower defense.
Yeah.
Where they're trying to get to the end, you got to stop them.
Yeah.
And it's the exact same thing. And I reckon the target audience is that they are games for non-gamers or games for gamers in downtime. Like you don't need a lot of skill.
Yeah.
You just need a good understanding of the game and you need to just give attention to it for like 10, 15 minutes.
Very true. Like, or it's for like younger people. Like,
But yeah, they can slap. They can give a lot of entertainment.
Some of the tower defense ones on the iPhone, they're really fun. Like they're like pretty fun to play through. But there are times though where when you play some of those guilty pleasure games where like you're playing, you're going like this is pretty simple.
Yeah.
I just picture Jerry driving to work in the simulation, listening to human music.
Yeah.
And I'm like, oh, come on, like you're a higher form intellectual being. Surely just flashing lights like this is not enough to satiate your attention.
Oh, I love Rick and Morty so much. I'm only halfway through the new season.
Oh yeah, it's good.
So
it's good. I think I finished it. It's good.
He's an OG character.
But I'd be keen to hear from our listeners any other your guilty pleasure gamings. Like I think there's some out there that do. Like I would say, I would define some MMORPGs as guilty gaming, because like
like Diablo?
No. Like I'm talking like WoW. So like WoW's the pin-up for these kind of games. Destiny 2, I think it's your topic. I know
this is like a perfect segue into what I wanted to talk about, and it's kind of not. It could either be we could either talk about it in terms of the resurgence of long-form gaming or the death of it, depending on what kind of gamer you are. I was kind of thinking the other day that I have a lot of games going on at the moment. I'm a big Souls dude. They're quite linear. They're usually one-time playthroughs. I mean, Sekiro is worth a second run through. Elden Ring, I've obviously done multiple. I've done 5 or 6 of that game and even gone back to do the DLC a second time. Lies of P, I've done a second run through happily. But they are very linear. They're mainly designed to be played once and you can feel fulfilled playing it once. And as someone that's recently started playing, kind of old school RuneScape, the old OSRS, it's just good to have a game that's constantly there on my laptop and in my hard drive that I can go to at any time, can level up. I have a character that's going to exist indefinitely, providing I don't get banned. And I just thought that was like such a good topic. Is like, do you miss that? I remember playing Destiny with you. I remember doing raids and building a character, and those raids taking 3-4 hours, and that was a game you could play for like 4, 5, 6 years.
Yeah.
And like, I think COD ruined it a little bit, you know, because COD was so progression based, but then they just got so toey on the new label every year that you'd start again every year, and then a game would miss, a game would be bad in COD, and you'd struggle to go back to the old one. The servers wouldn't be as filled, like it wasn't as, and it just made me think that like, do you have a long form game? Do you miss it? Have you ever been a WoW player?
No, okay. Well, like I think I've spoken about on the pod of my WoW experience, and I won't repeat that story because it's embarrassing.
But you know what I mean? Like that.
I know what you mean.
Game,
and like you raise a really good point of like constantly having that game that you can go back to, that your character's always there, the skills, the levels up, all the rest of it, of that long full of
kind of.
But you know, for me, because it's always story based, and like at a certain point the story runs thin. So like Division 2, that would be the most recent example of this kind of thing, where content constantly rolling out, you know, you've got a character, you're building up, it's always more challenging, it scales with you as you go, and you can have like a little bit of a community going. As soon as I finish the main campaign, I'm out. You know, like it didn't hold me. Destiny, yes, it definitely held me for a period of time because of Bungie, you know, and it being really new, you know, and
constant development,
you know, the dropping of the raids, all the rest of it, it really ticked a lot of boxes. But as you remember, I was missing dinners, you know, you're missing going out. It's then, you know, your gaming addiction is sort of taking more of a priority.
You're in forums at work.
Well, or
reading patch notes.
You know, you're rushing home to get back on to play, and like there's people we know who play these games and they really enjoy it, and you know it's part like what tickles your fancy basically, what's your interest, you know, and so like I understand the ability to go back to it, but it's just never been my cup of tea.
Yeah, know? That's fair enough. It's just and I think being an evening gamer as well, you know, kind of games that come to an end serve us a little bit more. Like a lot of linear games typically have somewhere between 20 to 40 hours game time. You play it for 2 months every other evening. You can usually get through it. It's a bundle of fun. And it doesn't take over your life.
It's always just like, it's a question of time, you know, that you have of going, like if I'm sitting there at my Xbox and I'm looking at it and I go, I got an option between playing Destiny 2 or GTA 4 single player campaign that's just come out. Like I'm trying to picture of something, a game that came out around the same time. I'm looking at that and I'm going, I'm playing GTA.
I'm playing the new thing.
Like unless my hard drive's empty, unless there's nothing else going on, sure, I'll give like, and I re-downloaded Destiny 2 to play that for a hot minute because a new DLC came out. Played it for up until the first boss. First boss pied me twice, and I was like, fuck off.
But also I think Destiny is a game where you need a group or a community, because it is long form, because so much of it is shooter looter, and it's not as objective based all the time. It's better to have a group that you can chat
for sure.
with
There's so many more games that I probably would have spent way more time in if we had a crew. You know, if Kyle was playing it more often, if we were doing
Night Rain, it's right there.
If we had our usual crew, then But
Night Rain could be that long.
Night Rain, it could be that. It could be that. But you know, like we both know that 9 times out of 10 when you go, and Destiny was classic for this, you join a raid party and there'd be 4 thumbs and maybe one other dude who actually is giving a shit and is on mic. Everybody else is just, you know, the general public, as we know, not a lot of them are going to be like, I want to have a beer with you. Like, you know, your hot takes are stupid.
Yeah, well, the reason I brought it up as well is because RuneScape has hit an all-time high. Old school RuneScape has hit an all-time high. I'm getting the number for you now. Off the top of my head, I think it was 27 million. No, a player base of way more. There was a 7 in there. 67 million.
Yeah, right.
This is a game I was playing as an 8-year-old. I'm 32 now.
I am floored by that because
old.
like I look, and my missus plays OSRS, and like I look over her shoulder at it, and it appeals to me not one iota. And she says to me, "I'll start an account for you and I'll level it up for you." And I'm like, "Don't bother."
Which is weird because you like the top down. You like.
I honestly do. Like it'd be weird though because like I know OSRS did a new reskin, and then a lot more people still ended up going back to the old one. And like maybe the new skin would have been more my cup of tea, but like I don't know, just those kind of games. I have the same problem of going. I could be playing OSRS or I could be playing fucking, I don't know, Mafia
Anything
the Old
else.
Country, like
Yeah.
whatever the newest game is that I want to consume the story, like.
Yeah.
Anyway, so what I've been playing
Anyway.
at the moment, and this is sort of my next topic on the run sheet, Dragon Age Veilguard. So this one came out, I don't know, I'll do a quick first impression on this, and it came out, well, I don't know, 4, 5, 6 months ago or something. It's already cheap as shit on the Game Score. I bought it half price from EB, like it was a pre-owned whatever, and the guy behind the
that
counter.
you're still buying games in retail.
Well, because you get
That's
you
kind
get-
of sick.
But you get the art cover in the game, but you also like you often find it really cheap. Like if I
Yeah,
still
no,
go
that
on
is
the
very
store
true.
now, if I want to play it like straight from the Xbox store, it's like probably $50-$60. Whereas I go into one of them and they've got, oh, this is a copy somebody sold back to us. You're buying it for $20-$25. Like I'll take that. I'll take that half price.
Yeah, and I reckon retail gaming's in a dicey spot right
It
now.
is. Well, yeah, like
both my newest consoles, I suppose, my PC and my
Yeah.
Xbox are purely digital,
yeah.
cloud-based
Don't even have a
gaming.
disk drive. No disk drive. Yeah.
Nah, yeah,
And
neither
like,
of them.
you go to eBay and the Sony section, the PS5 section of games, is a whole wall. You go to the Xbox, it's now like half a wall.
Yeah.
Like, because people aren't really buying it anymore.
But
They've all got
No, but we
Xbox
also know,
Live.
we also know Microsoft is heading that way,
Yeah, true. They are.
right?
But anyway,
Microsoft and Steam are
yeah,
sisters, man.
they're
So,
they're going to be
The
fucking soon.
moment they amalgamate, oh my god!
I don't know how listeners were prepared for that one.
The moment they amalgamate and make this beautiful child of Steam and Xbox Live gaming,
This inbred Xbox PS, whatever it is.
They will show Sony.
Oh yeah, Sony's going to be shit. This is tough
Their
tough
rear
fight.
end, yeah.
But anyway, so Dragon Age, right? So
Yeah.
first impression, visually really good, like stunning visuals. I was really impressed. Secondly, not great on the story commencement. It kind of just drops you in the middle of it, and they're throwing all these terms at you of like, the Grey Wardens are attacking the drunk car, and you're like, who the fuck are any of these people?
You know what's funny is, as even a seasoned gamer, I don't like that. I don't like being thrust. You know, some games
give me
you
a
like
cutscene.
no, but they give you a trial by fire.
Yeah.
Where it's like, hey, here's a battlefield, and you're like, oh my god, like, and you're just getting murdered. I don't
Yeah.
like that.
Oh,
I like the
yeah.
slow burn into
Yeah,
it.
yeah.
Sekiro did it so beautiful.
You know that classic like year 10 or not even maybe younger where it's like everybody finishes their story with "I woke up." You know that
like
thing.
we have to do creative
Yeah, you got to
writing.
do creative
Yeah,
writing, and
yeah,
at the
yeah.
end you're like, it was all a dream and I woke up. The gaming version of that is the tutorial pits you against the really hard boss, and you're supposed to lose, and you lose all your skills.
Hate it.
That is such a classic. Even Achilles the Legend Untold did that fucking stupid shit. And I
Which
was
is,
like,
and then you really give it a go. And
But-
then
but-
you get halfway through, and it's like, oh no, you're just gonna die now. And you're like, why'd you do
why
it? Put an unconquerable
Yeah.
obstacle in front of me?
I feel like there's machinists or whatever that term is. Those people who are like hurting themselves who
a masochist.
yeah, thank you. They keep refighting that guy until they beat them. Going like, I'm not going to go on until I do it anyway. But the God of War 1 did that and pitted you against not Thor, but one of the other brothers of the
Odin?
Norse or something. No, I'm not Odin. I can't remember. But you have a huge fight with him, and I think you're kind of half supposed to lose, if I remember correctly. Anyway, Dragon Age. So the next thing I want to say about it, so it was smashed in the reviews for basically wokeism of going, it's so woke, it's like, it's just a bit on the nose. And apparently there's one character in it, I haven't met them yet, every time they open their mouth is like some gender kind of fighting the fight kind of thing. I don't know.
Okay.
Like I'm not going down the political angles of this, but what I will say, so when you do the character creator, many games got character creator options. You pick the race of the person. You got humans, dwarves, elves, and Drakkar, I think is the other weird one. Then height, weight, all the usual sort of stuff, tattoos, piercings, all the rest of it. Then you get to the name, you whack the name in, then it goes gender, and you're like, okay, male, female, fine. And then it goes, what how do you want to be identified? So you've got that option. And then there was a third option, I think, as well, where it was like your title. Also had your title, and it was like if you could pick a random assortment kind of thing and be a very
Okay, what we're gonna do here is
unique person.
I'm gonna count to 3, and we're both at the same time gonna say, either too much or you're there for it. And we're just
Okay,
do that
all
on the
right,
pod. Okay.
Well, this is
ready?
like showing our political persuasion.
So I'm going to go down from 3. So 3. No, I'll go. This is the example, so don't jump start here. I'm going to go 3, 2, 1.
You're gonna...
And then that. So it's like the old scissors, paper, rock.
I love how you have to give me the
1,
countdown.
and then the thing, okay? The options are too much. No, listen to me. The options are too much or I'm here for it. Okay, you ready?
Okay.
3,
I'm
2,
here for it.
1. Why'd you do that? Too much. Much.
I love how much you set that up, and I was going to fuck it up the whole time. So I'm here for it, and the only reason
I'm here for it, but I also think it's too much.
The only reason I'm here for it, and this is the only reason I'm here for it. BioWare, when they did Mass Effect and Dragon Age back in the day, and they were their big titles, and for a period, BioWare could do no wrong. They were like top of the pops.
Yeah.
In both their games, they had same-sex relationships. So you could, sort of trigger a relationship with another guy on your team or another chick on your team. And at the time, gay marriage was something that was getting talked about a lot and being pushed through in a lot of Western democracies. Their culture and art is often at the forefront of social issues and things occurring in the world. BioWare took a risk, and was like, we're gonna, people are identifying as this. We're gonna accommodate it for those people who are that way. And I don't give a shit about if people feel that way. And it's like the same as like, imagine going onto a game and being like, why the fuck have they got black guys in this game?
Well, that's ridiculous.
You know what I mean? Like,
but also that's fucking ridiculous. But also it's kind of like, you've hit the nail on the head for me as well. It's such a non-event for me that it doesn't need to be identified.
I mean, it's zero.
Do what you want with the game.
The statistics on it is like 0.01% of the population are sort of transgender or heading down sort of gender adjustment surgeries or whatever. So for that reason, like I can understand it going like, it's not, the media makes it out to be like, oh, they're coming in your bathrooms, like getting crazy about it. But it's like, it's not really much of a muchness. I reckon we've danced around being cancelled a fair bit, or at least I have.
The 3, 2, 1 thing was
you like that one?
really caught me on that one. No, but yeah, it doesn't bother me, which is exactly why. Like I remember talking about the fucking Split Fiction being 2 chicks, and it's like, really?
Yeah.
The Last of Us is 2 chicks.
Yeah. I mean, it's so funny though, because you like, there's those people.
It's just
you
so
made.
Topical at the moment. Everything going on geopolitically.
With Mass Effect, you'd have these people playing it, and you could trigger a relationship with a guy in the game, and they'd be like, no, like homos, I don't want to do that. And they're like, oh, you can trigger a relationship with a female. They're like, love that.
Yeah. No, but like, I don't fucking care.
Yeah.
Like, look, Elden Ring, I was a bloke, but like Avowed, I was a girl.
Yeah.
Baldur's Gate, I was a girl. I built a girl. I don't care.
Yeah.
I just do the thing.
Yeah. No, I mean, yeah, like,
Such a
just
non-event
pick your poison, whatever.
That's it. Talking about picking poisons.
I've just
Gamescom,
I know. The last thing I was going to say on the character creating thing.
It's not done.
Yeah, not done. Is every time I do a character creator, M's usually watching me. Is these Avowed or whatever, what was that other one I played recently?
You can't make their rack too big.
No, I make it like as big as possible, and M's watching me going like, Jesus, I'm fault me for it. What do you want? Anyway, Gamescom, everybody.
He's a lovely guy. He's all about equality, but give them a G cup while you're at it. Fucking hell.
I don't know how they shoot a bow and arrow with them that big. So, Gamescom.
I'm not editing any of this. Gamescom, let's talk about it.
So, the biggest announcements, apparently the biggest one, and I was a bit surprised by this, was Batman Legacy of the Dark Knight. The Lego game was the biggest crowd drawer.
Legacy of the Dark Knight.
Yeah, so they're basically doing a Batman game where they're...
I was about to say, for some reason I couldn't get Star Wars out of my head, but I was like...
Oh, you think it's Star-Lord?
Yeah, I don't know. I was thinking a lot of things. I was not thinking Batman.
Okay.
Which I should have been. So that was the biggest...
That had the most clicks and looks and all the rest of it, which I was surprised to see. But it's a game that's following the whole Batman kind of, not even just the games, but tipping its cap to everything Batman.
Like Gotham, just basically Gotham.
Well, the movies particularly. Like, if you look at the trailer, they've even recreated some of the key scenes from Matt Reeves' most recent Batmans and then all Christopher Nolan's ones. Like, it's really tipping its cap to all of them.
I really enjoyed God's Death and Reapers. I showed you the trailer just before we kicked off recording.
Yeah.
That looks good. That is also top down.
Yeah.
Looks
Yeah,
very.
I'm keen for
what's it
that.
called? MMORPGs?
No. So
No?
like the MMORPGs is massive multi-online playing game. So
there is PvP in it, but no, it's not.
Yeah,
it's
so
not an online.
they're the
world.
ones where you go to a hub, you know, and everyone's fucking standing around with a dick in their hands, and you
But no, it looks really good. Like it looks very Diablo style, fighting style.
Yeah, it looks really nice.
The
I'm looking forward
graphics
to
looked
it.
phenomenal. Gamescom in general this year looked really exciting. I know they have kind of a mix of like released previously and up and coming, but
Yeah, like new games, new trailers. Like anytime there's a gaming convention that occurs, you get a raft of new trailers. And like I'll usually go onto YouTube and just watch all of them, you know, over a lunch break. And, you know, as much as you know, so many of them have so much sauce on them and they won't look maybe what they end up being. It's still good.
Realistic gameplay kind of thing.
Yeah. So one of the other ones that I particularly took note of, and I've chatted to a mate at work, Dundathian, about it, is Warhammer Dawn of War 4. So Dawn of War, this was a sort of an RTS of the tune of what is StarCraft. They did 3 games and you basically sort of start with a little army and then build out, you know, and you get to pick orcs or Eldar, all the various Warhammer things. And so a new one in that sort of thing is mad good. Like I'm looking forward to that.
How good. Obviously Grounded 2 as well. That looked really great in it. And I also liked this Project Spectrum. I showed you the trailer as well. It looks very kind of horror-y, gothic, first-person shooter, Silent Hill 2 kind of almost like revitalized.
Yep. There was Valor Mortis, I think it was, if I get that right, which is sort of a number of ex-Witcher developers. That one looks tasty.
Really does. Also Cronus, the New Dawn, that looked all right.
Yep.
There was some kind of issues with frame drops.
Resident Evil Requiem.
Looks good.
Another Res. Then Hell Let Loose Vietnam, which looks pretty cool. They used the same old song that they use for just about every sort of Vietnam War movie and game in history.
So good. And there's a new sci-fi one coming out called Pragmata. Don't know a thing about it. Looks nice though.
Okay. Then Black Ops 7, The Blood of the Dawnwalker.
We're really up to the 7th Black Ops.
Yeah, I know. It's like a Marvel movie.
I wonder how many players just download that for zombies.
Yeah, well, probably the vast majority. Another Black Myth Zhong Kui.
How good.
Hopefully I pronounced that right.
Actually, I'm going to go back and completely finish that.
Yeah, do it. They've now got a mini-map on it. That was a bit of a complaint we had.
I literally got to the last boss.
And I know my housemate's going to be really chuffed about this, that Kingdom Come Deliverance 2 has a DLC where you play as a blacksmith.
Love it.
And I there was a period there where...
I genuinely thought you were about to say you play as a black guy. And I was going
whoa,
like, Jesus.
Hey, Taylor, come on. This is...
What?
It's so
we
inappropriate.
just discussed this. Fucking hell.
I'm cancelling you. So what did we... so there was a whole period there where my housemate was playing that game and all I could hear coming out of his room was metal getting like hit on an anvil. It honestly sounded like he was fucking Tony Stark in the goddamn cave at the start of that movie.
Well, he was just
I was like,
leveling
what are you
up
building down there? Yeah, he's
blacksmithing.
just hitting iron in the game.
How good. That looks really exciting, that Gamescom. That's the best one I've seen.
Yeah, well, I mean, yeah, like it's exciting. I can't wait to see some of these games come out.
Gaming's on a redemption arc after 2024.
Oh, gee. Yeah, well, I mean, after COVID, you know, we're back in the sweet spot, you know, and I think AA titles have certainly had a bit of a run. You know, I'm curious to see how Borderlands 4 lands. That's sort of another big title coming up soon and seems to have a little bit of controversy around it, but we'll see how we go.
Can't wait. Sorry about the audio. Shit.
Yeah, apologies, guys. That was a technical error. Hopefully it's not too painful in your ears. It won't happen again.
It's pretty difficult to delete an audio file 45 minutes in.
Yeah,
that was all again.
I know. This is the first time it's happened.
Yeah,
We're quite frustrated on that one, but anyway.
Anyway, most importantly, don't be an NPC.
And plug in your mic.
And keep leveling up. Fucking hell. Thanks, everyone.